Hello guys, we are in a crawl space. Have my media filter. You can hear the scroll in the background. I'm about to climb off into that dark hole over there to do a little bit of air purification installation. We are at a Mana 95% communicating furnace. Make up air drawn from the crawl space or combustion air. There's our flue going out across that return duct. We're going to take out that media filter and replace it. Do a little bit of rewiring on the zones to make master bedroom the primary zone. And then I'm adding a air purifier. Let's take a look at it. I'm adding this AirKnight ionizer. It's air purifier. When my kids were really young, I had twins that were born premature. I got an air cleaner, UV air cleaner, and I thought it worked great. I really had a high opinion of it. They didn't get sick, even though they were in a position that they would be really susceptible to sickness. They were born at 30 weeks, so they were about 10 weeks early. They stayed in the hospital for about 5 weeks. So it really was important to me that they were safe when they came home. So I do believe in these things. I'm installing this one. Lady complains about odors. So this is supposed to treat odors, clean up the air, and just make everything a little bit better living environment. We have some outside air because we have a filter at the unit itself, which is needed. When you have outside air, obviously it bypasses the filter grills on the inside. So we're going to hook this thing up, change our filter. Happy. Okay guys, I've switched my zones around on the control panel. I'm going to take this UV lamp out. We can actually use it upstairs if they want to. Trace back that cord and disconnect it. Take the lamp out and set it aside and see what we had to do to get the room enough for the other air cleaner. And we had to move the zone panel over a little bit, but we'll see. We took our box loose up there, traced the wires back down, and they've placed another transformer in here for the UV lamp. What I might do is move it back into the controls compartment, out of the gas compartment. Just because that makes me feel better. I took the transformer that was located in the area of the machine where the combustion takes place into the other area where the controls are. I just like to keep all the controls together. Mount the transformer on the edge of the furnace. Got two wires heading back to the 120 volt power, keeping in mind that this black on the transformer is actually the common, where you might think it would be the hot, but it's not. This is the 24 volts here. 24 volts for the zone panel comes in there as well, so I'm gonna wait and see what kind of cable we have that comes with the AirKnight before I tie this into anything else. There she is. I have the back plate up on the wall for the AirKnight. AirKnight's out of the box down here chilling out. There's 4 screws here, 4 bolts to hold the AirKnight body onto this plate. I'll cut this out, screw it on, then the AirKnight will bolt into place on top of that plate. And we'll just have to wire up and be done. Our AirKnight is in place. The wiring is not connected to it yet. The backing plate was leveled up next to our zone panel, which slid over. 4 nuts hold it on. You can unscrew those nuts and slide the assembly out, so you can change the whatever you want to call it. It says catalyst air cleaning element. But that part is done. I'm gonna wire her up, turn it on, and the zone panel, and hopefully nothing explodes. Alright guys, we have our transformer up on the top there. Right here. Added a fuse to it because there was no fuse on the previous transformer in order to save our little transformer from exploding, which would have been real interesting up in the combustion chamber. 2 lines coming into it. Transformer is powering both the zone board and the air cleaner. Question may be, is there enough power on a 40 VA to power those two? In my opinion, yes. The light itself is only a 10 watt power consumption. The zone board itself is 12 watts. We're at 22 watts, which that's judging from an XCI board, so that's going to be pretty close. And then we have usually about 3 watts per zone damper. There's 3 of those, that's 9. So that puts us at 31 watts, give or take a few. So we have some room to spare. So we should be good to go. The next thing we'll see is the unit powered up and the system restarting. Alright guys, I found that whoever ARS wired this panel up has kind of put some thermostats with the wrong dampers. I don't know what company ARS would have done that, but I'm going to try to straighten that out. Alright guys, what I have found is there's 3 dampers. One at the top, one here, one at the bottom. You see there's 3 wires going to them, white, red, and green. The problem was they were swapped on the top 2 dampers. The white and reds were swapped, and the white and reds were the 24 volts going to power open the damper or power close. The green is the common. So every time that zone called and the other zone wasn't calling, they would do the opposite of what they were supposed to do. Like if zone 1 called, the damper would close instead of open, and when it stopped calling, it would open instead of close. Same thing with zone 2. They were just reversed. And here we are. Well, I thought we had something clicking. There we are. Zone 1 is open. We're going to test it out and make sure the air is going out the right holes. Something sounds very simple, but this house did not have that feature until just a few minutes ago.